Hey there. Hey, it's Koo. How you doing? So, this is my first ever Sims 4 speed build. Yes, I know, you're like, but you've done building before. Yeah, that's on Twitch. If you like what you see, by the way, I do stream on Twitch occasionally, hopefully less occasionally in the future. I will make sure to put the link in down the dibbly-doos below. Don't worry about that. So, I already did a voiceover for this, but I really didn't like it. I felt like it was too scripted, which isn't me. If you get to know me, you'll know that I don't do scripted shit. I also like to swear. Just as a heads up. I mean, I've been building in The Sims for quite some time now, but I've been watching some videos and getting some inspiration from other simmers and other streamers and stuff, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do myself a brand new speed build. I'm going to upload it to this thing called YouTube and to see how it goes. So what we're doing today is we are creating a cottage for a young lady who's actually a witch in training. Her name is Veda, or Veda, depending on how you want to read it. And it's just her and a little black cat, and they're just chilling. She's like a young adult, remember rightly. I need to double check when I see the character again. And yeah, so it's somewhere for her to come and do a training, just to chill out, do a bit of cross stitch, because, oh my god, cottage living, or country living even. Which one is it? Cottage living, I think. Yeah, it must be. I just love that idea. So what we'll see is that I'm currently building a little hill. This is where her little private little room is going to be. You'll see that later. That's coming a bit later on. So what I'm doing first and foremost is just doing a little bit of landscaping, a bit of terraforming, getting my planet coaster head on and doing a little bit of detail here and there. It's something I've never really done in the past, and it's something that I felt I really wanted to do for this one, just to give the outside a bit more of a character, and I really enjoyed it, I'm not going to lie. And those of you who see me play Planet Coaster know that I love a rock or two, so don't worry, plenty of rocks being used. I was also really intrigued by this whole pond thing, so that's why I was playing around with it to begin with. And as you can see, there's just far too many pond insects and bugs and stuff, but we'll see how that goes in live mode. You guys haven't got to worry about that, that's my issue. So yeah, it's just playing around with some bits and pieces, putting some shrubbery down. Who doesn't love a shrubbery? And you'll see later I get to play around with some trees as well, which just like add a little bit of height and stuff. Please excuse the NVIDIA GeForce Experience overlay, because it likes to just take over everything, for sure. So yeah, just like playing around with the water at the moment, getting something that feels good. The position in this plot is in Headford and Bangley? No, that's not right. Let me just double check that. Yeah, that wasn't right. I just had to pause for a sec because it's actually Henford on Bagley. I was close enough, you know, give me that at least. And this is actually the very, very top of the new area, so it's kind of tucked away. It's somewhere that you'd expect like a young witch to sort of take herself away and spend some time learning her craft and stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of Terry Pratchett, and especially Weird Sisters, and I can imagine this is the sort of thing that Granny Weatherwax would have set up years and years ago for the up-and-coming young witches to sort of get to know their craft, if you know what I mean. Just hide away and Nanny L can do her cooking and whatnot. So here I am, once again, just playing around with adding a bit of height. Like I said before, it's something I've never really bothered with in the past. I don't know why. I've always just been very much a flat ground Sims builder, but I think for me, I'm really proud about what I'm really pleased with this particular build is because it's got a bit of elevation to it. The actual space has got a bit of interest to it, and it just kind of brings a bit more character to it. And as we see later, the buildings, when they're actually finished, they'll come together really quite nicely. So here we go. We're making the first part of the first building. This is actually her living area. There was one big issue I had with actually creating this. You'll notice the fact it looks like a penis. So I had to get rid of that very, very quickly. But not before trying to work it out first of all. And make a double story penis, because why not? So once again, roof. Who doesn't love a roof in Sims? These are always fun, aren't they? And it's like, no, actually no. Looking at it, no, that's a penis. That's still a penis. So we need to sort that out very quickly. Yeah, I gave up on it in the end and sort of flattened out a little bit more, gave myself a little bit more space. Because another thing as well is that when you're building the Sims, you need to make sure you give yourself the space. Originally I was going for a 2-story version of this, but with the sort of roofing I want to do on it, it didn't look right. I felt it looked more like a barn than an actual sort of cottage. So I decided to get rid of that, bring the roof down a little bit, and play around the flaps, if you will. It's still slightly penis shaped, but it's not as bad as it was before. Had to go for the thatched roof, of course, along with a really nice dark brick. I just really like this aesthetic, with the light sort of footpath coming in, with the sort of classic sort of northern English stone, which I absolutely adore. There's also something I was trying to work out as getting rid of that little gap underneath the roof, but I gave up on it, as you can see. Now trying to find the perfect door. There's a particular door I had in mind, but it did not work for this particular build, but you will see it later. But I just love the green with the dark sort of stone and the thatch and the little flaps on the outdoors, on the windows as well. I just really like this colour palette I went with. It's got a sort of oldie worldy vibe to it. And yeah, you'll see these windows, they didn't last very long. Well, they didn't last the end of the build, put it that way. A little save. Always make sure you save. I've always been a number of times I've lost progress because I didn't save at the right time. I don't know about you guys, but I do find that The Sims can be a little bit fickle now and then. So here we go, putting out the floor plan, trying to work out what I'm doing here. Very, very simple design going for, just a bedroom, a bathroom. Managed to get a little utility room in here as well as a living space and a kitchen. But one thing you'll notice is that the living room itself is not your typical living room. Also, one thing to add, that this young witch, she is actually what I'd call a green witch or a nature witch or a, what did I think of? It's like a woodland witch. So green's very much her colour, if you know what I mean. You'll see later on lots of additions which really suit her nature. I like doing my arches this way. I don't know why. It just works for me. I don't like having the full width as an arch. I like to add these little indents on the side just to add a little bit of separation between each area. Almost to give you an idea that maybe that once was a separate room and has been brought forward. Also, it's really easy to then fix a fridge behind it, or we'll see later coming on. You have to excuse the noises. I'm still used to talking down the microphone. So. But yeah, I want to get into doing more speed builds, that's for sure. I enjoy, like I said, when I do my streaming, I do stream a lot of builds on when I'm live on Twitch. And it's certainly one of the aspects I really enjoy about The Sims. I've not really got into the game as much, but it's something I'm working on as well. I would like to actually maybe do some Let's Plays with some characters and actually play through some bits and pieces, but time will tell. You see the outside, making sure everything looks right. Make sure things match up properly. Of course, when you're playing with terrains and stuff, they don't always work properly. So you end up with a little bit of floating here and there. Obviously, a couple of chimneys, one for the kitchen, one for the living room. Very, very traditional. I had a bit of trouble with this one on the left-hand side. I'm not entirely sure why it was such a problem, but I got it fixed in the end. I really like these chimney pots as well. They just sort of got a real nice sort of, I don't know, they just fit the shape really nicely. It's keeping the round edge motif going. Also, you'll notice I fought with the camera a lot at a certain point later on because I was going too high, and yeah, it's been a while since I did so much building, and I forgot just how fickle the camera can be. Who doesn't love lots and lots of fireplaces? And as this is a modern witch, we have smoke detectors because we need them, because we know what the Sims are like when it comes to fire. Now, the cupboards, the counters and that in the kitchen is something I took a little break from the Sims for a little bit. So I had to relearn how to do the cabinets because there's obviously now auto cabinets are optional. So I thought, I'll play around with some bits and pieces and see what I can do with some of the end pieces and stuff. But yeah, it was it was a challenge. I won't say that. I won't be afraid to say that. I also like. I've also started using wall cabinets a lot more as well. Just little half sizes, which I think are quite cute. Add a little bit of height to it. Add a bit of interest as well. Now, the young witch doesn't have many friends, so it's usually just herself and maybe one, possibly two other witchy friends who may come and visit. This is a storyline I'm still trying to work out, but at the moment, all I know is that she's just a young witch who wants to learn her trade and get to know potions. Potions are very much her thing. She likes using natural ingredients, using her friends, if you will, her natural friends to help make all kinds of ointments and pumices and all sorts, whatever they're called. And also, I kind of want, like I said earlier, I kind of wanted to keep her living space fairly minimal because her focus is mostly just about study. She'll come in here and she will, you know, do a bit of cross stitch, sit by the fire, relax. You see, her house isn't exactly in the best of shape either. But it's just sort of adding little bits of detail now, which is something I've kind of picked up along the way recently. I used to be very much a fan of clutter, to add a bit of like detail and a bit of life to a room. But you also have to think about the walls as well, because it's not just the surfaces that have that story to them. So I did start off with a nice big bookcase in there, but you'll see later on that didn't stay for very long. Now to try and find the right bits of dirt and stuff. This is when I realised that I'm missing a few packs, because some of the things I've seen other simmers use, I'm like, oh, I don't have that, so I need to invest in some more, I think. So give me time, I'll get it all sorted. And also make sure the biscuits are out as well, because you can't have tea without some good biscuits. So yeah, just want to keep it plain, keep it simple. Keeping the green kind of theme going, but not like garish green, sort of more of a natural green. Now, she, like I said before, she is a modern witch. So modern witches need modern, you know, utilities. So of course she's got a washer and a dryer. You know, just because you're a witch doesn't mean you don't know how to use a washing machine. She probably just likes to make her own washing up liquid instead. So next was the bathroom. I want to keep it fairly simple, but at the same time luxurious. So it's like a witchy chic. Keep it very dark. Obviously making sure she's got a robe, because who doesn't want a robe? And this carpet, that particular rug, I really like that little rug. It's got such a nice little pop of interest, with like, especially there with the black with the neon blue. Just adds a little bit of lift to the room, which I quite liked. You see things changing there as well. So yeah, just me trying to finick it about with the lights and make sure things are the right way and whatnot. And yeah, then I found this rug, which was brand new to me. I was like, ooh, I prefer that one, because it kind of ties the whole thing together, and when you get out of the bath, you haven't got to worry about trailing water all over the floor and stuff. And I felt that mirror was certainly more her. Next, the bedroom. Now, the bedroom is a real reflection of who she really is. And the original bed was just too garish, but I really loved this bed here. And I didn't want to make it a massive room either. So I kind of worked with the limitations that I gave myself. It's a very simple bedroom. That green really comes through. I didn't want to make it a big room, because she's not about all the space and stuff. She's very particular about the sort of things she's into and what she spends her time with and what she uses her space for. As someone who's made some absolutely massive builds, I will pop my link to the gallery for me on the gallery. That makes any sense? Yeah. Below. So if you want to check out any of my other builds, then go for it. Actually, just a few books. You notice there's very few mod cons in this place as well, which I really wanted to make sure. Because, like I said, she's not interested in TV, she's not your typical young adult, she just wants to study, she wants to learn the ways of the world and potion making and whatnot. But yeah, but I will make sure to put this also on the gallery as well. I'll put a link down in the information below with any external links to YouTube. This is actually my first speed build that I'm doing, and I did do like a little script for this originally, but this feels much better. I think it's just getting over that initial sort of, oh, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, I do that anyway, I'm a streamer. Although I am taking a little break at the moment. I'm just trying to get back into streaming again. Mostly Sims, because I enjoy it. I also really enjoy just sitting talking to people. So if you ever want to come watch me do this live, then the link will be below. I'm trying to get back into doing it regularly anyway, so. I also really like that rug. Just adding the black to the green just sort of makes the green stand out a little bit more, just to contrast with it. I also really like that picture. It's like that's her family home or something, you know. So add a few more cracks. Also that kind of little image behind the bed as well. I really I don't know what I had in mind as sort of like charts and stuff. I think it was pretty cool. And of course, she has a little black cat. I can't remember what I named him, but he's a little boy. Not a kitten, but not necessarily an adult cat either. He's a young adult. I spent a good 20 minutes trying to work out where the heck to put the litter tray. I don't know if any of you have had cats, but trying to find home for a litter tray is usually the worst task possible. But we've managed to find something. Of course, then you got all the entertainment things to think about, and it's just like, no, the cat is her best friend. He needs the important stuff, and he needs a massive great cat tree to live in. I mean, I think his name's Jinx. Yes, it was Jinx I called him. A little black cat called Jinx, and it's like, oh, such a cute little cutie thing. So yeah, make sure we've got his little rug or little bed by the front of the fire as well. And now you'll see that the main reason why the windows changed is because of the curtains. I don't know why Sims curtains are so terrible, but if you've got a triangular window, why not give us curtains that work with it? And I kind of thinking about those wide ones just then. As you can see, I kind of revisited them a few times, but I gave up, and I didn't go for the the Doctor Strange window, but I went with these square ones, which are, I just think they're quite simple, but they're very nice. They're nice windows. They're unoffensive, And then, of course, I had to do the kitchen shuffle again. As you can see, this is what I was talking about with the counters and stuff. And I was like, maybe add some nice ends to it and everything else. It's like, but nothing works, nothing goes together properly, doesn't fit properly. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go the old-fashioned way. Let's just use auto counters. Don't worry about using move objects and stuff, and just see how it goes. So you see, boom, done, nice and quick. Last few bits was just moving the food bowl out of the living room, and just finishing off the hallway really. Like I said, something very simple. Oh yeah, also the thermostat, we can't have her freezing. And there we go, that's the cottage. Like I said, very, very simple build. I really liked it. I really enjoyed building that actually. I don't know what I was doing here. I was just faffing. Just all part of recording stuff. Obviously had to take a screenshot as well, because, I mean, who wouldn't take a screenshot? See, I just really like how that fits on there. It looks quite nice. It's just the beginning, isn't it? So, and then here is where we start with the next bit. Nice little classic fade to black there. This was an interesting space to try and work within. But I'm pleased with what I managed to get going with it. Added a little bit of difference with the height as well, by going down rather than going up, because you'll see why very, very shortly. So the idea with this is kind of like not necessarily a shop, but it's somewhere for her to come to. People can come to her. They can she can sort of practice her spells here and whatnot. So, and then comes the good old roof boogaloo that we all know and hate so much. That's a problem when you use sort of unconventional building shapes as well. And you'll see this is where I end up fighting with the camera more than anything, because obviously I'm higher up and it doesn't like that. So I was sort of playing around with it. You see, is this white? Why does it do that? I do not know. I thought I'd put a post in this, a bit of just to make sense, because otherwise it's got a floating roof. Once again, trying to work out how to do that bit on the underneath. If anybody can tell me how to make underneath a roof not look like it's completely hollow, please let me know in the comments below. But be nice. This is my first speed build, so. And as I said, this is like a Hobbit inspired build, this one, and you can probably see that inspiration right there. I was really pleased I was able to do that with that door. I just love that door. I was like, and the moment I saw it, I was like, I need that. That needs to go in some kind of Hobbit inspired room or building or something or other. And then starting with the warm colours. Once again, the green. Sitting there, then playing around with the tree, making sure nothing sticks in. Of course, you had to then just do some new terrain stuff and all that time I spent outside. But no, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, we're just sort of playing around with bits and pieces. Here goes a cauldron and a study bits and pieces, and then you'll see a wand will go in. Because, what is a witch or a wizard without their wand? And then downstairs is like a private area. Obviously, got a seance room. because, you know, witchy stuff. And then evacuate the bathroom because you never know. It saves. I mean, if it's raining outside, she doesn't have to worry about running across in the pouring rain to go to the toilet. And then I thought, well, what else could I put in here? I thought, oh, I don't know, put some books, shelves in here. She probably wants a little study area or somewhere she can actually do some mod con bits and pieces, but keeping away from the house. And this is where she does a lot of her like readings and whatnot. So she's got spare crystal balls and hand diagrams and whatnot, and more books. But what I did, rather than just keep it all open, I actually enclosed this. So she's actually got like a little office, and it's separate. So it's just a little separate space. It's just hers. It'll be locked off to anybody else. I said a little seance room will be for those who want to come down and have that particular service. That's also another thing as well I picked up years ago, is to not be afraid to put in spaces or voids, so that if you want to make some space, put walls in places, don't be afraid to have voids as well. That's something I've learned from a different streamer many years ago, is that just because you got a void doesn't mean it shouldn't be there, if that makes any sense. So for that particular room, for example, that bend coming back on itself, it wouldn't make sense, so that's why I put the other side on, so it's like a little triangle, a void. It just works for me. That's how I like it anyway. So, and yeah, finally, because she's very much one of nature, she wants to be a bit, she's a crafty one, so she likes doing arts and crafts as well, and she likes doing, I think we did with a wood making station. Obviously the bees and the bugs and stuff, they all help with her wildlife. And obviously little Jinx likes to chase the birds and the bees as well. So we've got these over here, out of the way. And we put like a little bench there as well. Just a nice little place to just relax, watch the bees and the bugs fly by. Now this bit. Now this was... Yeah, you'll see this is actually sped up much, much more because I did not know what I was looking for. This is like 23 hours of me just scrolling through stuff. I found a well. That was fine. I really like that little well. I think it looks quite nice there. And then I decided to try and make some outside space for her to do her arts and crafts and bits and pieces as well. So once again, this is sped up super fast just to get past it. But I wanted to show you, the struggles of trying to work out what to do with these things. I thought it'd be nice to make like a different shape, but it's like, you know what? It's not going to work. I thought maybe a bandstand style, but I didn't have space to put everything in there that I wanted to, so I decided to just go rectangle. A rectangular sort of gazebo style. Open at the sides, but I quite liked how it looked. Little glass roof as well, so that should it rain, she doesn't get wet, or too wet anyway. So obviously the sides are completely open as well. But yeah, it's just taking forever trying to find the right columns or pillars, whatever you want to call them. But I was quite pleased with what we ended up with. I feel like it fits. It's kind of got an elven feel to it. But yeah, it's just a little space for her to do some woodworking and outside crafts. Of course, also enjoying the little stream and the outside space and whatnot. So here I'm just trying to find all the right things again. Yeah, well, because that's for me. It's because I've not got all the packs. There's a lot of things I see other people using. Then I'm like, ooh, I'd like to use that, but no, you can't. Also, sizing down stuff is a great way of adding clutter and stuff. And then obviously lights, because I just really like the little lighting I put in here as well, just everywhere. So there you go. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. This is my first ever speed build. This is Veda's Secret Cottage, or Veda's Cottage of Secrets. Just putting the little final touches together and working out what the heck was going on with the chimneys. Keep an eye out. Hit that subscription. No, hit the like, subscription, notification bell, all that jazz. Check out the links below, and I'll catch you very, very soon. You take care of yourself. Alright, bye!